Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a plunge into a really iconic moment in music history, the legendary Isle of Wight Festival, August 1970. Now, we often remember the massive performances, the rock gods on stage, the huge crowds, but this deep dive, well, it's drawn from Kenny Denton's Rock Chronicle excerpts from the book Isle of Wight, Rock, Chaos, and Charisma. And we're going to pull back the curtain, really, on the unexpected stuff, the chaos, the captivating moments happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. And our mission here for you is to really uncover how even these huge, professionally planned events, they get shaped by human quirks. Things go wrong technically. Sometimes sheer charisma saves the day. We want to give you a new perspective on what it actually took to put on something that massive. So as we explore this, think about how easily it could all fall apart and, well, what it takes to adapt when things go sideways.
Okay, so let's kick things off. Friday, August 28th. It's about an hour before Chicago is supposed to play, and things are already getting pretty wild inside the mobile recording truck. The source says Chicago's entourage shows up and basically turns the truck into, well, the description is the Marx Brothers on LSD.
Yeah.
So instant chaos, disagreements, people arguing, egos clashing, right there in the truck.
And what's really interesting here, kind of unusual, is the setup. Columbia Records, Chicago's label, sent their own engineer, which meant Vic, the guy who usually supervised all the recordings, wasn't in charge for this one.
Oh, right.
Apparently that only happened with Chicago and Miles Davis, too.
Yeah.
So Vic and the narrator, Kenny Denton, they're trying to help out amidst this total mess, but they're struggling. Like, who do we listen to? Trying to set up the soundboard, get the mic requirements, the stage crew. Just imagine the confusion.
Yeah, sounds stressful. And just when you think, okay, maybe they've got a handle on it, this is where it gets really wild. Chicago starts playing. For a second, recording seems okay. Then bang. The 8-track machine just stops. Dead.
The main recording gear.
Yeah. And the whole truck, total darkness, pitch black. That huge, powerful sound of Chicago coming from the speakers, gone. Just silence. Except for, the faint sound from the stage, way off.
Wow.
And the narrator points out, this was the only time the power failed in the mobile recording setup. The entire festival. Just this one time.
That's incredible. And the contrast, right? Inside the truck, the entourage, absolute pandemonium, apparently.
Yeah.
Shouting, total chaos. But Vic and the narrator, calm,
Right.
focused.
Right.
They're already outside tracing the power cables in the dark, and they find the cause pretty quickly. And it's almost funny. It was so simple. Somebody just kicked the main plug loose.
No way.
Yeah, the plug connecting the truck's extension cords to the main power socket. Just knocked it out.
So not some complex technical meltdown.
Nope. A standard 13-amp plug, like the kind you'd plug a lamp into. That's what brought down the recording for this massive band at this huge festival.
So they get the power back on pretty fast, and the recording.
Yeah, they sorted it quickly. Power back, recording resumed. But the atmosphere inside the truck, apparently distinctly frosty after that.
I bet. There's this real irony the narrator points out, right? Something like, all the preparation and expertise in the world paled in comparison to a skirmish between a large boot and a standard 13-amp plug.
Exactly. It sounds like comedy, but the stakes were huge.
So what does that tell you? I mean, does it show that even with all the planning, the weakest link is often just human error, the simple stuff?
I think it does. Precisely. It's not just about the big tech, the grand plan. It's about paying attention to the basics, the everyday things. And maybe true professionalism isn't just the planning, it's how you react. Staying calm and fixing problems when, chaos hits because someone tripped over a cord. And speaking of chaos, things didn't exactly calm down moving into Saturday.
Oh, what happened then?
Well, Saturday, August 29th. The festival's in full swing, crowds are huge, but backstage, big problems. Tensions were really high between the organizers and some artists about payments. Money issues.
Never good.
No. And it made the schedule completely unpredictable. Nobody really knew for sure which bands were actually going to play. There was a real risk of big gaps.
Okay, so that sounds like a potential disaster. How did they handle that?
Well, it led to this really critical, kind of amazing moment. There was a point where apparently no other bands were ready or willing to go on.
Seriously, a gap on the main stage.
Yeah. So basically last minute, John Sebastian gets pushed onto the stage, armed with, and he apparently joked about this, his cheapo guitar.
Just him, one guy with an acoustic guitar for that massive Isle of Wight crowd.
Exactly. You have to imagine, people might have just seen him as, like, a filler act, a makeshift stand-in, It must have felt like a huge gamble putting him out there.
Wow. So how did it go?
It was incredible, apparently.
Yeah.
The gamble paid off massively. The source talks about his innate charm. It says he just captivated this enormous crowd almost instantly. Like, before he even finished his first song, he had them hooked.
Just like that.
Just like that. Pure, enchanting charisma.
Hmm.
He didn't just fill time. He created this amazing connection. He ended up playing for nearly 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah. A set of 21 songs, mostly stuff from his band, The Lovin' Spoonful, lots of classics. It wasn't just filling a gap. It was sheer enchantment, as the book puts it. A real moment.
That's amazing. So one guy's charisma basically saved the schedule.
In that moment, absolutely.
Yeah.
It shows the power of that human connection, doesn't it? Transcending all the backstage drama and logistical nightmares.
So did things eventually get back on track schedule-wise?
Yeah, by mid-afternoon, they'd managed to sort out the payment issues, apparently. The festival started to regain its momentum, get back to the planned lineup, more or less. But those earlier problems, especially the uncertainty about who was playing when, it definitely wreaked havoc on the day's timeline for everyone involved.
But John Sebastian's unexpected performance really stands out then. That kind of unscripted moment saving the day, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Can that kind of individual connection actually override all the detailed planning?
I think that's a great way to put it. If you step back and look at these two stories, the Chicago power failure and the John Sebastian triumph, they really paint this vivid picture, don't they? How these huge events, the ones we remember for the slick performances, are actually shaped by all this other stuff. Unforeseen glitches, human drama, egos, technical problems, and then sometimes just the sheer force of one person's talent or personality stepping up to overcome the chaos. It really makes you question what we think of as a successful event. It's not always just about sticking to the plan.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
thinking about this, what does it mean for you listening? Maybe next time you're at a big event, a concert, a festival, even a conference, and everything seems to be running perfectly smoothly. Just take a second. Consider the unseen stuff. The potential skirmishes like that boot in the plug. Or maybe the unsung heroes backstage whose quick thinking, or maybe whose unexpected charisma, just saved the whole thing from falling apart.
Yeah.
It really makes you appreciate that delicate balance, doesn't it, between all the meticulous planning that goes into it and the completely unpredictable reality of making something happen live, that human element.